Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is your t-shirted historian. And welcome to another week in Geek. I titled this one Rain, which, I'll be honest, I started titling these things after music I was listening to because I got tired of trying to come up with clever titles all the time. But somebody in the past said, yeah, you need to put some titles on these things so we know we can differentiate which episode is which. And I'm like, okay, well, as if the date isn't enough. Yeah, so we have titles on them too. But in case you're wondering, yeah, the titles don't refer to anything specific. It's just, I just so happen to really like Sleep Token, and I really like the song Rain. So yeah, we did Rain on this one. Although in fact it is kind of interesting because it is raining over here, so it's kind of appropriate. But who knows? Next week I'll have something else. I listen to lots of music, so. Which is something that kind of grates on me because I would really like to be able to share music with you guys and be able to rate it and talk about it. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to do with this channel that I'm inhibited because of the YouTube copyright system. I can only show so much video before it gets claimed, and even then, they'll try to claim the little bits. I've used music in the past that got claimed by other YouTube creators, which I'm kind of like, you didn't write this. So, but rather than go and try and fight all this crap, I just quietly, delete it out or edit over it or whatever. Because honestly, it's just not worth fighting about. YouTube's big enough, and I think we've got enough fresh stuff on here that we don't have to necessarily tread the grounds of movies and the grounds of music. Although I do note that one of the guys who got me started in YouTube, Fat Steven Seagal, his channel has been demonetized. I don't know what the reason was. You'd have to go check him out and find out. But he re-upped for monetization. He appealed it, and they told him that he didn't show enough proof of edited content and stuff. And I'm just kind of like, he's a live stream performer, kind of like we are over here. So how's he supposed to show proof of edits and all that in a live stream? We don't edit anything unless we're editing out stuff that is hit by copyright claims. So I don't know. YouTube's AI either needs to get overhauled or they need to get actual people checking out these claims. Speaking of which, I think Victor Gorchev's channel is getting close to being able to be appealed. So I'm hoping he gets monetized, because talk about a guy who needs some money. It's me. No. No, but he should get some money too, because his channel definitely got to where it should be on monetization, and he deserves it, man. He worked hard for it. So did Fat Steven. I never take anything away from people who made their monetization goals, made their 1,000 subs. I could climb that ladder pretty quick if I was more inflammatory and, was just going for hate boners and hate clicks and hate views. That's just not what I want to do. And I don't care. I don't care if anybody doesn't like it, or they think I need to be more controversial, or they think I need to have a stronger stance on this, that, or the other. I don't care. This is kind of who I am. I'd rather be chill, rather have a nice stream, have some decent folks on, and, just have a good time. I mean, we're going to find stuff that we're going to rant about. Plenty of stuff we're going to rant about. So why push the hate clicks? Just can't last forever. But speaking of lasting forever, this opening monologue has kind of been lasting forever. So why don't I get our panelists on? Starting with Mr. Grimm, who, happy anniversary, dude.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome.
Somehow she hasn't killed me yet.
Well, I would hope not.
Yet.
Well, why would she?
Have you met me?
I haven't met her either, so.
Yeah.
Caster.
See, you need to just start. I thought you were naming it after like Mortal Kombat characters.
No. The heck? I don't even like Mortal Kombat. Victor.
Another thing you don't like. Hey, everyone.
And we are joined by Greg, who has the virus of unspecified Chinese origin.
Yeah.
And you know what, Greg, I have a clip just for you for this, courtesy of our friend at Fleekazoid.
China, that's where the fun is at. China, that's where the fun is.
Yes, quite fun.
Yes. All right.
You need to get the magic cure-all elixir, Verner's.
I need the white man's cure for SARS. Campbell's chicken noodle soup, Dayquil, and Sprite.
Does that work?
Do you remember that from South Park?
No.
Oh, you see, it's a regional. It's little like I said, a little regional cure-all, Verner's. You got an upset stomach? Drink this soda.
I've heard of
It's-
Verner's.
It's just ginger ale, dude.
Yes, but it specifically has to be Verner's.
It's not even good ginger ale. I mean, Schweppes is way better.
Are you talking about Vernon's or Verner's?
Burners.
Well, he probably comes from some backwater American state where they don't get proper medicine, so that's all they have.
So America
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
No, Canada Dry is by far the best. I've tried.
Canada
Vernors.
Dry is
Around these
good.
parts.
Speaking of which, I saw something that does not exist but should. Just before the show.
That which should not be.
No, this should be. This absolutely should be a thing, but it's not.
Gross.
Gross.
Yeah.
You don't like Dr. Pepper?
I like Dr. Pepper, but I don't want Dr. Pepper Oreos. Like, I don't know.
Anything artificially flavored like Dr. Pepper doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper.
I know.
I mean, I've had Dr. Pepper Bluebell ice cream and Dr. Pepper shakes at Whataburger, and this is pretty much like the Dr. Pepper capital of the world here in Texas. So
They got rid
the
of
only thing. That's so good.
They got rid of diet caffeine-free Dr. Pepper, which was my
Ew.
favorite. Go ahead.
caffeine free. What kind of maniac are you?
I haven't had any caffeine in 3 years.
The only thing that should be soda flavored is soda and gummies, and like nothing else. And same
Greg,
way that like soda shouldn't be other things flavored. You guys remember Hubba Bubba soda like back in the 90s? That was fucking gross.
Way back.
Yeah.
But Greg, you haven't had caffeine in 3 years. Like, how have you not put iron in your mouth by now?
I just don't, I got tired of having my heart race and, like, feeling like shit, so I stopped drinking coffee. And then I stopped drinking Coke that had it in it. That's about it.
I can't even fathom.
I've
that doesn't-
cut back for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But
I heard, though, that
tonight.
if you go that long without caffeine and then you suddenly drink some, it's like taking, like, an acid trip. It's like the full power of the drug just
Oh yeah.
hits you hard.
I'm a caffeine lightweight. I rarely drink anything with caffeine in it, except for like Coke, but that doesn't really count. And I don't even drink that much unless I'm putting some other
Yeah.
stuff in it. But like whenever I have like an energy drink, I like trip balls.
Oh my gosh, Elle, are you trying to piss Ryan off at me? So t-shirt after last week's stream, I slipped into Ryan's stream where he claimed best stream on Saturday. I replied to chat Twig is miles above his show. Oh God. Well, thank you, I think. Oh. Well, there you go. Dr. Pepper is terrible. What? What's wrong with you?
It kind of tastes like cotton candy. They've changed the formula somehow to make
The-
it not as
the-
good.
The cherry Dr. Pepper is better than regular Dr. Pepper.
Both are really good.
I've rarely had Dr. Pepper. I know what it tastes like, but I rarely buy it because it's expensive here. I always get Dr. Foods, which is like the knockoff brand.
Oh, Elle, you know about Cheerwine too? Yeah, I love Cheerwine.
It's really sugary.
It is. I can't
What?
drink it very much, but
What's Dr. Pepper supposed to taste like?
I don't know.
I always got a Jägermeister type of, like herbs and spices feel from it. But
I
now
always
it
felt
just is sweet.
I always felt it tasted like cherry Coke to me.
I love cherry Coke, but they don't.
I
make
love
the
cherry Coke.
caffeine-free version.
I think it's like the Tootsie Pops where like they don't ever clean out the machine. They just like roll over a new material into it, and that's why you have 23 flavors.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of this, Castor, since you and other people were interested last week, yeah. Obviously, I got the zero sugar version. There's a regular, but you see, yeah, this is the spiced one, and because the label is almost the same, you really have to be looking for it, otherwise you won't,
That's weird.
Is it a June tie-in?
I don't know.
It should be.
It might be. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about it being a Dune tie-in, but
Spice apparently tastes like cinnamon. So
I
Dr.
taste
Pepper
like Dr.
tastes like autism?
Nice. I mean, there's worse things to taste like.
that doesn't make any sense.
Dr. Pepper used to
Something an
contain paint
autist would
thinner.
say.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess it's one of those.
Polyethylene glycol, probably, which is a thickening agent. I don't think it's harmful, but you're not supposed to have a ton of it.
It's probably one of those entirely artificial flavors like Iron Brew or
Yeah.
any of those
Sorry,
artificial
Iron Brew.
banana flavors.
In
My favorite
chemistry
so-
in high school, we mixed like two poisonous things together, and we made banana flavoring. It was weird.
Iron Brew tastes kind of naff, but I understand the Scottish really love it. Anyway, I have some really robust show and tell today. Seems like everything showed up this week, which is fine because I was off this week. So, but this finally showed up. Seems like I've been waiting for this thing forever.
Yeah. That's the Asian one, right?
What's it got in it?
This has got all kinds of good stuff in it, my man. This is it's got lots and lots of historical background stuff, including all the different ages of ancient Chinese civilization, which is really cool because I have yet to see a lot of books that focus exclusively on China by itself.
But is it full of ancient Chinese secrets?
It is full of ancient Chinese secrets because it has all kinds of ancient Chinese monsters and gods.
So is this are you supposed to set the game in actual China, or is it just to like give you like Chinese history that you can then transport into like this fictional China?
However you want to do it.
Okay. Because I
don't-
assumed it was like that there like the what's the Castles and Crusades world Arda.
Ard.
Yeah, I figured it was like the Chinese the China land of that, but I don't know.
Oh, you can't read it on your phone screen, Merc? Okay. There you go. Yeah. But yes, it's got a very robust bestiary. It has a complete list of different gods that you can use. Like I said, it has some really good history section to it. And yes, Sun Wukong, our favorite guy, is in this.
Nice.
Yes, anything with Sun Wukong is like an instant buy for me, just because I love the Monkey King.
Looking forward to
Did
that video game.
Black Myth Wukong ever come out? I remember.
No, it's
waiting
still
for that.
supposed to come out. I think I'm looking forward to that one though.
Yeah, I am too, actually. It has a bunch of new stuff for wizards, and it has a bunch of new stuff for fighters in the range of like monk wuxia type stuff.
So they didn't actually add a monk class; they just gave fighters monkey stuff.
Kind of. I need to do some more research into it because I haven't had a chance to read a lot of it. But it's quite good. It's not like a super thick volume. Finger test. You can see there it's like slightly less than one joint. But it's not a bad book. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, there's very few book supplements out there that actually do focus on China. This is one of the few, and it's very nicely done. The retail on it says $29.99, but this is Troll Lord. They're always running specials. I'm sure you could probably get it for like half of that, or at least $5 to $6 off of it anytime. And it's good stuff. That one was from the Kickstarter. It also came with a nice little adventure called Visiting Death, which is actually pretty cool. It's for like 3 to 5 levels. They're going to have a hard time surviving this. That's all I'm going to say. And then another one of my Kickstarters came through, which was for... This is actually for Pathfinder First Edition, but it has all kinds of mechanical monster type stuff in it. And this is stuff that's been out on DTRPG, but this is the new thing that came with it. This is Legendary Bestiaries, Mechanical Monsters, and it's all Pathfinder. They have a 5e version too, but I, of course, bought the Pathfinder one because my group don't play 5e.
Always bestiaries, never a worstery.
Yeah. And this one is actually pretty good. It's all printed from Lightning Source.
It's a cookbook.
What?
It's a cookbook.
No, it's not a cookbook. As you can see there, they came out pretty good. The only one I have a problem with is the Robot Summoner, because for some reason somebody thought it would be a really good idea to print this on really like a dark gray.
Yeah.
So if your lighting is not great, it's going to be difficult to see. But other than that, it's not bad. You got an entire new class book. You've got a class/race book. You've got a whole bunch of new archetypes that use magic tech. And then, of course, you have a big old bestiary. And all this stuff was kind of designed to go with the adventure path that Pathfinder First Edition released a few years back with the Iron Gods, the Iron Gods campaign.
Yeah, the art is nice.
Yeah, the art is nice. Why there were no blank pages in the middle?
What?
This is the one. This is the one I'm really excited about right here. For those of you who don't know, way back in the day, back when Choose Your Own Adventures were really popular, TSR brought out a series of books called Endless Quest, a lot of which were written by Rose Estes. And the very first one I ever bought was it was called Return to Castle Brookmere. And it's a solo adventure, and there's no dice rolling or anything. It's just simply choose your own adventure type book with D&D flavorings and some really good art by Timothy Truman. Well, it turns out that this company, this guy here, Roderick Weibel, actually got the okay from Rose Estes, along with some liner notes and some other stuff, and has started creating adventures that are based on those old classic Endless Quest books.
Oh, that's cool.
This one, yeah. This one was Mountain of Mirrors, and this one, of course, was Return to Brookmere. These are really good. Although I will say, this one kind of aggravated me at one point. First, I should probably show off the interior a little bit. They got this guy, Glad, who does the artwork. And as you can see, it's really, really close to the old Elmore and Rosloff stuff. Give you a better example. At first, I thought it was an old Rosloff piece. It's not. This is a new one by Glad. And it's not a bad adventure. It's very usable. It's pretty well thought out. The only problem I have is, for some reason, he left a bunch of these things blank, and his thing was, we left it blank so that the GM could fill it in with whatever they wanted to, and, kind of get their party interested with whatever they needed to. And I'm just kind of like, that's kind of crap, because when I buy an adventure, I don't want to necessarily fill in all the details. If I have to fill in all the details, I might as well be running a sandbox.
Yeah, I get you.
The other thing is this this particular module keeps making reference to the fact that the slaves have been mind wiped over and over and over. But it doesn't describe who is doing the mind wiping or how it's being done or anything. And I thought,
don't worry about it.
exactly. I mean, I thought, wow, wouldn't these little adventure parts right here that you left blank, wouldn't those have been great to describe how all that worked? Fill all that in. Instead, you're going to let me do that? But yeah,
choose your own adventure. So now it's fill in your own adventure.
yeah. This one, on the other hand, is big time win, and I get the feeling that he did this one first, because one, it has more notes, it has more liner notes, in other words, it has more stuff in here, actually by Rose Estes. It does actually have the environs and more stuff to go around it. So it's actually better filled in. There is no blank spots in this book.
Mm-hmm.
This is all pretty well filled in. It does. Both books have NPCs with artwork by Elmore. The only thing that got me kind of a little bit chuffed was the fact that originally in Return to Brookmere, you play an elf who is sneaking back into Brookmere to see what's left of the kingdom. And this adventure also makes reference to some of the NPCs treating you differently if you are an elf. But the NPCs that are given to you in this, none of them are elvish. You have a half-orc, you have a halfling, you have several humans, you got a dwarf, but no elves. And I'm just kind of like, gee, wouldn't it make more sense to include at least one or two elf, pre-gens to play in this so that they could have a tie to the NPCs in here who need to smell the elfishness on you? But this is both of these are the OSR versions. I think he also has 5e versions of these, but these are old school setups too, because they actually use Thaco in their listing.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Looks neat.
I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it.
It's got a nice layout, nice and
Yeah.
clean.
Nice and clean.
I'm still hung up on all this Werner's hate.
Why?
I had to go correct this. And by the way, for the record, the original soda.
Can you hold that up again? Why is it the color of urine?
It's
You're-
ginger.
If your
you
pee is
haven't
that
been drinking,
color, you've got
Would you prefer it
problems.
red?
Yeah.
Yeah, red makes more sense.
Also, if your pee is that color, it's bad.
Ginger ale's always that cool over here. I don't know about you guys, but
Hey, Combat Board Games, good to see you. Hernerd Vernerds.
Furfy.
Somebody said
So-
they saw Doom 2 and that it was mediocre. Was that you, Ironcaster?
mediocre.
Somebody said that in a chat.
So I have seen Dune. I put out a video, kind of like my initial thoughts of it. It's okay. There's a few big issues with it because there are certain changes that are made from the original source material. So it's kind of hard to look at it and say, as someone who has read the books, I'm not as fond of it there. As a movie on its own, I can kind of see why people would probably enjoy it for that. So I think it's important to, when looking at these things that are adapted, to be able and be willing to step back and kind of put aside the fan hat. Is the film on its own fine?
Yeah, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings trilogy. There's some big changes they made that, as a huge fan of the books, irritate me even when I watch it today, but still overall. pretty good.
That's sort of the kind of what I'm talking about, because like, there's no Tom Bombadil. There's other little changes that come along the way.
Yeah.
They don't make it clear to like how much time passes in the films like you would have gotten out of the books.
Yeah, making
I
Gimli
think
a comic relief, not my favorite choice, but
In Dune, didn't they change it from like years to like 9 months or something between when he joins the Fremen and then deposes the Emperor?
Yeah, it's like 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, I have something that I don't think anybody likes.
4th edition.
Daggerheart.
No. You ready?
The Crow.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
Yep.
I thought that you were quite
making
brilliantly
me sick.
broken.
Pink
I have thoughts on this.
pink jumpsuits. Okay.
Huh.
I get it that, we're living in 2024 and, that it's going to be an interracial couple because, stuff. That's fine. I mean,
Because
it's
modern
annoying.
day.
It's modern day, but I don't know what this prison crap has to do with anything. This is not in the original comic books.
It doesn't bother me, the interracial stuff. It's that they removed everything that made the Crow cool, which is the whole gothic atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's like the new Vampire the Masquerade. They just took out everything that was cool, and what you have now sucks.
It gets
Well,
worse.
somebody speculated this might be like kind of like a like psychiatric like ward type thing, which
Oh,
could be.
terrible.
But the thing is, I want to point out, and this is kind of what I was saying earlier, is
If you're defending it,
well, no. Just what I'm talking about is the fact that things are changed from the source material. Sometimes the changes can work, but let's not just let's try to not automatically go they changed it equal bad.
as a fan of the original comic books,
I've read the original comic book too. I like the original comic book, but
yes,
that's
but
the nature
see,
of adaptation.
you-
Things are
you-
going to have to change.
you read the comic books. You see, I was born in the comic books. I was shaped by
I
it,
was
molded
molded
by
by
it.
They were driving on their way to my hometown. I kind of know the Crow.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I've thoughts on this.
Gothic atmosphere wasn't emo
Yeah.
originally. It was more like
Emo
a
was
punk,
later.
kind of a
Yeah.
punk thing, post-punk. I guess there is a little bit of emotional baggage there, like with the Cure.
Yeah,
but
like 2000s, it started kind of like mixing a little bit with
the
emo, but
2000s started to get weird, but it's like, what? I don't know. I could go on about. I never read the comics, so I only watched them.
I read the
I feel
comics.
like my bus.
I even have the comic that the comic that was before the official comics, the pre-Crow comics. I think they were done by Kitchen Sink Press way back in the day. But yeah, that's how big of a Crow fan I really am.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
See, all this crap, all this was not in the original comic books. All this setup that says, "Oh, how much we love each other," and all this other that wasn't in there. It was kind of implied through flashbacks, but
yeah.
so in this one, apparently, Shelley saw something that she wasn't supposed to, and so they're coming after her to kill her, which is kind of like what made the original Crow comic books so good was it was just Eric and Shelley out, basically like picnicking and hanging out and just kind of doing their own thing, and they get assaulted and killed by Top Dollar and his gang for no reason other than just they were just looking for a good time. They were just doing it for the fun of it. There was no intention behind it. It was just they were just a victim of senseless random murder and apiness. And to me that was a little bit more horrifying because it was just like the senseless random violence that he was against. This is more predetermined, which is kind of like, eh.
They changed that
And
in
the
the
other-
94 movie as well, though.
Yeah, it was a property thing.
Yeah, it was a property thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently we have Ozzy.
I mean, I like Ozzy, so that's fine.
I like Ozzy.
It's not exactly an exciting death, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It lacks the brutality of the original. I mean,
Yeah.
in the first one, he had half his head blown off practically. I mean,
and in the
he
movie,
got
they threw him out of the window.
well, he got shot in the head, and it's what made his one eye kind of go clear and stuff like that, because it's like, the scar went all the way through it, and he actually survived it for a little bit, long enough, for the cops to talk to him and for everything. And okay, this guy's supposed to be the Skull Cowboy from the comic books. I'm not buying it, dude.
Yeah, it's just some dude.
It's just some Indian dude.
You know what I am buying, though?
What?
That this is Detroit.
Oh, does it look like Detroit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Things right.
Yeah, so Eric comes back as a SoundCloud rapper instead of, punk rocker.
Yeah. That's
He
my
better
main
not get
issue with
a
this.
pack of Crayola for his teeth.
Yeah. Another thing, too, they don't ever really describe how his power works or any of that stuff. That was, added into the film. But in the comic books, he was pretty much a revenant. And it was kind of like he was unstoppable. Like, there was never any notion that he could be stopped. He was going to continue doing what he was going to doing until they were all dead. I mean, he was even self-destructive. He would carve on himself and other things because he was in so much pain with how much he was, living in. And that's not brought across in this from the looks of it.
But you're running out of time to save her.
It looks like he looks more like we cast Jace as him.
He really does. That's
funny.
yeah. I wish we had Jace on here so we could get his comments on it. But
That is fucking
we
funny.
already know. We already know his opinion. I don't like it.
I'm in this film. I don't like it.
I mean, I like the action, but yeah.
Yeah, the violence looks pretty good. I mean, yes, it looks CG as hell, but I'm okay.
I'm gonna kill them.
This is already boring the shit out of me. Kill him.
No, Savo. The Brandon Lee version was supposed to be in Detroit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Devil's Night is a big thing in the Detroit area.
But it had
Like, they've only
that
found
weird,
it-
otherworldly look
it's-
almost.
It's
There was
only
no
been in the
Devil's
last
Night in the
couple
comic book,
years
though.
that it's only been in the last few years, like the last decade or so, they've been able to kind of do away with the whole Devil's Night.
Yeah, but the Devil's Night thing wasn't even in the comic book. That was added into the movie.
Yeah.
But that's part of the area it's set in. That's pulling
Well,
in
the-
more of the actual Detroit location.
I don't think
And
they
if
ever really
this is
named it,
Detroit-
did
Like, to my recollection, there's no trains like this. No
In
metro.
Detroit?
they? Well, even in the '94 movie, they never outright said it was Detroit. It was, the city always kind of looked a little bit otherworldly, like almost like Gotham City. Like it was
Yeah.
like weird, like this weird architecture that doesn't quite exist in real life.
Every single one of them.
I mean, action-wise, the action looks good.
Yeah.
Although it does seem very John Wick, but I can handle that.
No, that's just the way movies go. There's always that one action movie that comes out every decade that influences every action movie afterwards. The Matrix did that. All these movies did that. So I'm it's like whatever. I expect that at this point.
Yeah. I think what aggravates me the most about this is that they're using Eric Draven and Shelley. I would have been absolutely 100% behind this film, full bore, if it had not been them trying to retell the Eric and Shelley story.
Yeah.
If it had just
Like
been
in the-
two original characters, it would have been fine.
Yeah, in the third movie from like the '90s, his name is like Alex Corvus or something. Like it's just like
There's-
a different dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. There was three. There was 3 Crow movies that came out after Brandon Lee's Crow, and none of them had anything to do with Eric Draven and Shelley.
Yeah.
They were all individual characters with different crows and everything else, and that was fine. That was, I could handle that. But the fact that they're actually trying to retell the Brandon Lee one pisses me off. But
I just don't understand why would you remake something that was already really good and like make it obviously it's not going to be as good. They do that all the time though.
Yeah.
Well,
Should
the
have
thing
just
is
been like
also
a spiritual sequel.
the thing is also there's been enough time has gone. They figured enough time has come and passed, and a lot of the people who were probably around in the studio system from then, who would have had the sense and the mind to not touch this,
Well,
have retired, and now you have new people coming in looking at just a list of properties and like, oh, The Crow is a bit of a cult classic. Let's make that.
well, The Crow is also a very Gen X thing, and let's be
Yeah.
honest, I don't think Hollywood really gives a shit about Gen X or like late millennials. Like
No.
they're after that Zoomer money, and this is very the aesthetic is very Zoomer. So
You know what it reminds me of? Queen of the Damned. They
Yeah.
took
Oh,
a really good movie,
Oh.
one of the best ever, and then the next one was just like
yeah,
complete
Yeah.
dumpster fire.
I watched that in the theater.
I saw it in the
no.
theater.
I got
Actually,
bummed at least.
I always meant to see it.
Optimus Clyde and I saw the first Crow movie at a midnight screening of the very first showing of the Crow, because we were both huge fans. I mean, I got into the comics before he did, and I became a huge fan, and I kind of infected him with how awesome Crow was. So, of course, when they actually said that they were going to make a movie, we were first people in line, first people in the theater, first people in our seats to watch it. We were excited about it, and afterwards we were just stunned. I mean, the first thing I did the day after is the two of us went out and I bought the soundtrack for it because it was so fucking awesome.
Yeah, I still listen to it now.
Yeah,
It's an amazing soundtrack.
it's an amazing soundtrack. I have a feeling this one's going to be shit.
Yeah, it's
everything
gonna,
about
it's gonna
this
have
shit.
Post Malone.
Oh God,
Yeah,
and some mumble rappers and shit.
yeah.
No, it's just gonna be the most generic, like auto-tuned
Mm-hmm.
radio stuff.
I'm really trying not to rant, and you're making it hard.
No. Grim, we're gonna when we finish this,
You have no idea what hell awaits you.
I'm gonna roll it back for just a sec. Hang on, sorry, I hate doing this to y'all. No, too far.
Oh,
too
that
far.
far
Too
back?
far. No, not that far. Okay, you see this where they're out camping and stuff and dancing and stuff? This would have been perfect if right here, Top
Again,
Dollar
shows
and
up.
his crew
Yeah.
rolls up in their vehicle and just assaults and kills them both, because that would have brought the real horror of the original back, the senseless mindlessness of the violence for no reason whatsoever, just because they were bored and wanted to have a good time.
Well, the Top Dollar in the comic wasn't even the main bad guy. He was in the movie, but in the main one, it's like one of the other dudes.
He kind of is, because they had several of them, but I forget which one it was who actually he defiled Shelley's corpse. I mean, that's how awful these guys were in the comic books.
Yeah.
Who the hell's Rupert Sanders? And James O'Barr is still alive, and I'm glad that he's probably going to be getting some money off of this, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, you got to wonder how much he likes seeing his baby get butchered like this. I mean, I saw the interview with James O'Barr when they first were pitching him the original Crow, and some studio executive actually came out and said to him, here's my idea for the Crow. We'll make it a musical, and we'll have Michael Jackson playing Eric and do all these musical numbers. And James O'Barr started laughing because he thought the guy was kidding, and the guy was looking at him like he was dead serious. That was his idea for the Crow.
Oh,
Yeah. So we nearly got Crow the musical.
In that respect, I kind of want that just to fucking because it would be hilarious.
so
All right, guys.
I-
We're gonna give Jim the floor of this one.
Well, at first, I think we ought to have a moment of introspective silence for poor old Gen X.
Yeah.
Right. I understand and don't object to really important films to us being remade, right? And it's obviously not made for us. I remember reading some articles on some anniversary of the Crow's release, and one thing that's always stuck in my mind was a kid who sounded very much like the kind of people I was hanging out with at the time. You know, a goth kid, new wave goth kid, comes out of the cinema and is like, "Wow, finally they made a film for us," right? And that's what it was like. It kind of encapsulated that goth punk, new wave goth, whatever, pre-emo sort of period, and it really embodied that aesthetic, that style, everything. But there's no zeitgeist right now at all for a film like this to tap into, and they've decided not to revisit the style and so on of the older one, which they could have done. But I mean, what youth culture is there to tap into now? There, I've said it many times on the show. There isn't really one anymore.
No,
we don't have movements. There's not even a musical scene you could particularly point to and say that's of the moment. That's now. So that's how you end up with the SoundCloud rapper and the rest of it. So it annoys and upsets people who like the comic and who like the original film and maybe feel like Brandon Lee is being disrespected a little. And James O'Barr's, real life experience that went into it, changing it a lot kind of disrespects him as well. Mm-hmm. But it's not for us, which is fair enough. But I think our objections are also fair enough. But I don't see it having anything like the impact or importance or cultural resonance that it did have. So a thoughtful rant, but a rant nonetheless. And no Michael Wincott. What the fuck is that, Top Dollar? Yeah. That pissed me off because that was who I was in that film. I was Top Dollar. I was Michael Wincott. Gravelly voice and hot Asian girlfriend who might be his half sister. Yeah.
And eating eyeballs.
So T-shirt, you mentioned who the hell is this director? And I actually have a little bit of this for you. Because Rupert Sanders is a director who's working on the Foundation series for Apple. He also directed Snow White the Huntsman and Ghost in the Shell.
Live action Ghost in the Shell? Okay. Which actually, I might be alone in that, but I actually kind of enjoyed the live action Ghost in the Shell.
You're alone in that.
Yeah, well, it probably was fine.
I've watched it 3 times and I cannot recall any of it.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like the best, most like memorable movie ever, but that's like just like a cyberpunk like wump. It was fine, and like the complaints about her being whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I don't care about that, but I mean if it had been at least a halfway decent, memorable film, I would have enjoyed it, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it's like they managed to consolidate the flashy thing from Men in Black into a film.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not like I am a boomer who only likes old stuff and all new stuff can go fuck off. It's just, to me, it reminds me of the old argument against CGI, which today is a dead argument. Some people still like to wax nostalgic about practical effects, but even if they didn't copy the original style, the Gothic style, the Gen X style, it just seems too clean. And a lot of movies look like that today, and that's what turns me off. It doesn't seem lived in. It doesn't seem real to me. Mm-hmm. It's not dirty. It's not gritty. It doesn't have the setting and the feel of the movie. It doesn't strike a chord.
No.
I think that's a consequence of going like fully digital for camera work and then the obvious CGI and stuff like that.
I guess, but still, that was one thing about the original is it looked gross.
So okay, so taken by itself as just like a revenge action movie, I think it looks cool. Like I like the violence. I like the scene where he throws like severed heads into like the opera audience. Like that's like a baller move. Like I like that stuff. But as The Crow, and especially like you guys said, like if it's Eric Draven instead of like Bob Bob Raven, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, no, it's shit. Like, I hate his zoomer, like his weird straight like zoomer haircut. He looks like he should be wearing like a tracksuit and a gold chain and have like a Liverpudlian accent. He should be like a Scouser. Like, that's what he looks like. You know what I mean, Glim? Like, you know,
He looks like
he should be in a Guy Ritchie movie.
Shelley looks like she should be in
Yeah.
dominatrix gear, and he should be on a leash.
Yeah.
But
But like, he doesn't look like the Crow. Yeah.
Make that for the follow-up. Call it The Crow, in it, bruv.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Like I watched The Gentleman recently, like the TV show, which was amazing, by the way. And like he literally just reminds me of a character from that. Just put him in the tracksuit, and yeah. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm kind of like torn on it. I kind of want to see it just for like, you know, like watch some dude fucking just go ham on people and cut the head off because he's mad. Like I love that stuff. But as the Crow, it's like, and like,
nah.
Yeah, the hair and then the weird tattoos. He's got like the handsome Squidward tattoo, and one eye is a nipple. It's like, like why?
I don't get it.
There have been plenty of revenge action movies that were successful and awesome.
Yeah,
like Taken, for example. You know,
That
there's
was a
a
good one.
bunch. The
Death Wish.
Equalizer, right? But I'm talking about even modern stuff. They didn't need to be the Crow in order to be awesome.
Yeah.
Faster is one of my favorite revenge movies of all time.
There's a couple of other things I noticed about it. So like you're saying at the beginning, like of course they're a mixed race couple, but I hate the fact that we notice it like that.
Yeah,
because we've been so sensitized by all these stupid, pointless political choices. I also think that might be why Top Dollar is now some posh guy going to operas.
Yes.
And shit.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas what one thing I really loved about the original Crow was the city is a shithole. Right. Nothing
He is a
works.
shitbag.
Nobody's particularly in charge. Top Dollar is at the head of all these gangs, but he's king of what? He's king of a pile of shit.
Yes.
That he spends all his time setting fire to. So I liked that everyone was down in the dirt. This feels like a throwback to exploitation cinema. You know, The Man, right?
The Man.
Some rich businessman behind it all, and that just feels hackneyed and less fresh than the original Crow movie was by having everyone down in the shit.
I have a clip that might actually fit this. I don't see what you guys think real quick. Just hold on for a sec, Vic. It's only 10 seconds.
Emperor's on their ass! On the goddamn ground!
Yep. See, the old guys still got it.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as the relationship, like it doesn't bother me that it's an interracial couple, like whatever. What bothers me is that she's kind of like plain looking, while in the original movies, she's like obviously like, you know, she's very like almost like ethereal, like she's like I don't know, that added something to it. Like it's like this beautiful couple that just get like destroyed. And now it's like, it's like a SoundCloud rapper and it's kind of like plain girlfriend, okay, whatever, like, and they just get like cleanly like choked out by like a plastic bag.
They both look like they would be hassling people on the subway in a TikTok video.
They do.
Well,
she looks like she's living that van life on Instagram.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In the original comic book, the few times that they show Shelley, she is kind of ethereal because she's like, not only is she a memory, but you know, she's supposed to be the Crow's his everything. You know, that's his whole life, his whole existence. So she is kind of ethereal, and she is beautiful, and she is kind of otherworldly in everything that she appears in all the flashbacks.
Yeah.
And they picked up on that when they did the movie. They used a Canadian actress, Sophia Sheenis, who, God, she was absolutely gorgeous, and she got into a car wreck and it disfigured her, and she had some plastic surgery done, and she doesn't look as great today, but still.
Yeah.
But the Sandman adaptation had many of the same problems, in my opinion.
Yeah. I never watched that. because I refuse to. But no, like, so in the original movie, like I said, there's these like really beautiful people that are like deeply in love, like almost like Romeo and Juliet, and then these like complete scumbags show up and like destroy it. Like they ruin it, they file it, and like all that stuff. And I didn't get that sense of this. These are just like, yeah, it's like, you know, some ugly SoundCloud rapper with his shitty hair and some plain chick that get like, you know, killed by a plastic bag, and I'm like supposed to feel something about that. Like, I mean, you know, obviously it sucks. I'm not saying, you know, that's a good thing, but
and the other part of it too is they're trying to make it sound like it's like, oh, Shelley saw something that she shouldn't have, and they're going to go and eliminate her. And I'm kind of like, really? Somebody who's that rich and that wealthy, would they really care what somebody like that says? They could easily discredit them, or you know, have any number of things they could do to them aside from, let's go break into their house and murder both of them.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
especially if they're working for like some high class, like going to the opera, dude. Like, you know, when Top Dollar's sending like scumbags after you, it made sense. But
yeah, because he's a scumbag. He works with scumbags, and they're scumbags.
Yeah.
But yeah, this doesn't actually make a lot of sense. But we'll see. I mean, I just, who wanted this? Did anybody want this? I mean, at first,
I think the one positive we'll be able to get out of this in the end is it's going to draw more attention to the original, and I think that's like I said, that's the one positive we can get out of it, is that it's going to put eyes back on the original film and Brandon Lee's legendary performance.
Oh no! You know what's going to happen instead? You're going to get all these Gen Z asswipes jumping up there, taking a look at the old film and saying, well, this old film had too many white people in it, and this is too problematic. The only black person in there was a cop, and that's so bad because we can't have that because the police are negative. They're the authority, man, and it's not right to have the police with, you know, be black and putting their heel on my neck. Can't have that. You watch, man. You watch.
There's always gonna be assholes like that. It's just that we make the mistake more often than not of actually helping give a microphone to that and helping put attention on those, that we're rewarding that outrage.
Well, none of my complaints have anything to do with like really wokeness or like the culture war. I just don't like how he looks. Like, if literally all they had to do was give him the long hair, and it would have been like already 10 times better. If they'd just given him kind of like the long black, like, you know, gothy hair, like, you know, it would have already, like, a lot of my complaints would have already been lessened.
I wouldn't have cared, like, if it hadn't been Eric and Shelley. Like I said, if they'd have just given him, all they had to do was change 2 first names, and it would have been perfect. I'd have been like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's go watch that.
Yeah, like,
but instead they said, no, it's Eric and Shelley. And I kind of wonder if they're gonna name all the villains too, like Top Dog and Top Dollar and all those guys. You know, it's like, I wonder if they're gonna do that.
I was having a look, and I think they are still named the same.
Oh, fuckers.
Let's see. Oh, wait. I just had it. Eric Draven, Shelby Webster, Zadie Wickham, Detective Mitchell, Malcolm, car dealer, uniform cop, Asian businessman, Arabic businessman number 2.
Those are the actual names in the movie. It's like, hello, Asian businessman.
Hi.
Coded as.
That's what they're coded as?
No, credited.
Oh, credited, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess we'll.
I hate the face tattoos.
Yeah, I guess we'll see a better cast list as they get closer, but still, it's just It probably needs to be said too. Considering the time when the original Crow comic books came out, there was also an intersection between that and Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah,
because that kind of fed into that whole aesthetic and stuff. A lot of the music that was used in The Crow ended up becoming like, ooh, let's use all this in Vampire the Masquerade too. It all overlapped, and it all became part of that whole culture.
Yeah,
that zeitgeist that's missing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because that whole SoundCloud rapper, I mean, it is sort of a movement, but it's not like enough of one. It's kind of like this weird like limbo movement.
Yeah, like it's like mumble rappers.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not
I
even
don't know.
looking forward to the new Godzilla. As a huge Godzilla fan, I
Oh,
guess I'll
the
see
King
it,
Kong
but
one?
it
Yeah.
looks, I don't know.
The King
If
Kong Godzilla.
Yeah, it's because after watching Godzilla -1, how can anything possibly be better than that? Like,
Well, it's
Exactly.
also,
sets the bar.
it's also that Monarch show was kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad too.
I watched one episode and gave up on it.
I watched all of it, and like as I predicted, it's like literally 10 episodes, and then the last two is like all the cool shit I actually wanted to see. Like, it's like, oh, that's when they actually end up in the Hollow Earth and like the monsters show up and all that stuff. And then the 8 episodes before that is just like unlikable characters being very unlikable.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Legendary Pictures is just using the Godzilla and King Kong IP as a money gravy train, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
let's
keep-
put out cheap ass CG monster movie, make money.
I mean, they keep trying to focus on the human characters and make them interesting, but they suck at it.
Yeah,
The human characters in Godzilla -1 are incredible. Like, that's the best part of the whole movie. It's not Godzilla.
imagine
Well,
that.
Well, I mean, Legendary's gone out and done a lot of fairly successful movies in the recent years. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where we got Dune from them. We got Godzilla vs. Kong. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out.
You're not convincing me so far, Gaster.
Like, I'm
Those are
just looking off this list and kind of finding some fairly
Those-
successful things. They got the Minecraft movie rights.
Pacific Rim.
This Detective Pikachu.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie was not good. It wasn't.
Detective Pikachu was good.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
And Pacific Rim was good, but they just haven't managed to follow it up.
Yeah, that second Pacific Rim movie was like, what?
It was bad.
The series
Anyway.
wasn't good either.
No. Well, guys, our hour is up.
And we managed to avoid talking about Wizards of the Coast and AI.
I know. Well, we got Tuesday for that. We got to save something for Tuesday. If, of course, something more stupid doesn't happen between now and then. Which it
It's
always...
WotC.
It's WotC. You never know.
I stopped caring about WotC, honestly. I don't even really want to talk about them in a negative even anymore. It's just like they're so boring and whatever.
Well, it's a lot of people always ask us, it's like, why do you guys keep talking about them? It's because, well, it's kind of hard not to. It's they are the biggest fish in the water, so as they move, everything ripples around them.
They set themselves on fire, and you ask us to not comment on the fire.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's like I haven't bought anything WotC in like years now, so it's like,
Well,
We're
the only
we're all
the only
tired of
things
D&D.
The only things I'm doing in terms of like WotC adjacent is like the Renegade Game Studios books, which is Hasbro, so that's a company up from them, and then maybe the odd Transformer toy. So like I'm not even interacting with the Wizards of the Coast proper.
I've been a Troll Lord Games guy for a while now. I'm sold on that.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not really paying attention.
And you got your drinking glasses ready? Because we all know who I like.
Victor Gorchev.
Yeah,
Back
Kevin-
modern necessities.
Kevin Crawford. Still my guy.
Pretty
I sent him an
Modern
email.
necessities.
I sent him an email a couple of nights ago, but I haven't gotten a reply yet. So I don't know if he hasn't seen it yet, or he's waiting to reply, or maybe he won't. I don't know.
I'm convinced you've sent him enough letters and emails that he just filters you out specifically.
He may have. I mean, he may be just like, I'm so sick of this guy emailing me. I don't want to fucking talk to him anymore. But I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it because, I like what the guy does. And, he gives me ideas, which is the best part. A lot of times I'm picking up books, not because I necessarily want to use all the shit in them, but because they give me ideas for directions to go or rules to implement or monsters to use or even in some cases just, like, I like these guys' maps. Let's use their maps because, I don't want to make any maps. I'm busy, sandboxing shit. So that's what I like about Crawford is he just consistently keeps giving me new ideas to work with.
Yeah, I like good like tool sets.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say? But anyway, what?
Can we do plugs? Anyone got stuff?
Don't forget Hasbro's making a D&D video game version of Rust meets Stardew Valley. I didn't know that.
He's just fucking around.
But
So,
then we'll stick it in.
I've got plugs.
I might have actually seen that. Or I might have actually been interested in seeing Rust meets Stardew Valley.
There is
What?
something about a cozy D&D themed game. I can't remember any details, but I did see something about it.
What you got for plugs, Victor?
Well, my Kickstarter still got like 15 days to go. I'm at almost $10,000. So that's really amazing.
You gonna give me a loan when you're done?
Maybe I'll probably need most of it myself. I mean, but I gotta pay all my artists and all that stuff. But
Perhaps
yeah.
I could be one of your artists. Hmm? I could use the money.
Yeah, so could I, honestly. I'm really glad that it's kind of doing so well. Yeah. And yeah, that's probably about it. I mean, I am gonna be a co-host on a new stream starting next week Sunday, the 24th. It's gonna be called the Nerd Hangover. I got invited as a co-host on that, so I mean, keep an eye out for that. I guess I'll probably be tweeting it out at some point. And yeah, that's about it.
Cool. I'm gonna withhold gaming tomorrow because I've got stuff to do anyway. But also, Grim is gonna need the day off for his anniversary, and that's cool. So that just seems appropriate, just to go ahead and give it a day off. But Tuesday, I believe Ironcaster and I are supposed to have Comics Division on.
No, that was for next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Okay, next Saturday. My bad. Okay.
Yeah. Comics Division, who many might recognize from Friday Night Tights.
Yeah. And he also kind of lives in my neck of the woods, so might actually be able to hang out with him sometime. That would be cool.
And he might drag you along to go see the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Or I'm pretty sure he lives in the same town that Gary Nerdrotic lives in. I'm sure those guys hang out. So
they're movie buddies. They go on mandates.
So there you go. There you go. I'm like, I might be like, two people removed from Nerdrotic now. Although I have actually been on stream with Comics Division before, and he's a really nice guy. So nice to have him on my show. All right, guys. Oh, hey, the Angry Piper. First time I've seen you. It's your anniversary tomorrow too. Happy anniversary, Jim. There you go. And there's another happy anniversary.
You've ruined my online sex appeal now by letting slip.
How so?
No,
watch my followers go down. You have to keep that mystique that you're available to get people into.
No, women
follow you and watch your stuff.
Women love married men.
They
always
do.
want to steal you away.
I'm joking.
Show off your ring too.
Women are awful. We all know this.
We got silver because gold doesn't.
Well, which one's the wedding ring?
The one on the
wedding
finger.
Oh, well, you never know.
Oh,
I know
Real
you
quick,
Brits might do it different.
I'm starting a new interview series.
Elle wasn't making that up.
Oh, there's the comfy thing.
Gameloft Montreal, a new PC and console game based on the legendary Dungeons and Dragons. Oh boy,
those damn Canadians again.
Oh well, it's going to be more SBI. So.
It's going to be yeah.
Hashtag Elle was right.
Elle was right.
What were you saying, Greg?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm starting a new interview series. It's not a live stream. I'll be interviewing lesser known and underground artists and creators.
Sweet.
Just, like 25, 30 minute type of stuff. I have the first one recorded, so I'm going to upload that soon. I'll post about it. It's with an artist, LaFleur Zone. Does a lot of mech art for us. So that's the type of people I'll be interviewing. You know, nobody like Matt Mercer or anything. Just some
Ah.
people I think deserve
Yes.
more recognition.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome.
No one like Matt Mercer yet.
Yeah.
I've already submitted the first couple of Fist of the North Star lore videos for working, so I don't know when Animane's going to get those done, but I'm hoping soon because I'd like to see them hit the channel and see what they do to the algorithm. Because I see light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to get all excited and enthused because I know it's still a long ways away until 1,000, but you know, the end is in sight. So just got to get there.
I ought to watch the movie tonight. Haven't seen that
Which
in a
one?
while. Fist of the North Star.
Oh yeah, I've got that over here too. Should watch that.
No, you
Yeah,
should
me
write
too.
more so I can pay you because you need money.
I know, I do, and I do plan to write some more. So, all right, guys, y'all take care and have a great week in Geek. See you
Bye.
next week.
See ya, bye.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams.